So I would like to create a video on today so it can help you to understand Twitter a little bit, because it's it's not as easy as if you would do it on Instagram, nor is it easy the same as YouTube. Now, I had Twitter for almost 2 or maybe 3, maybe 2 years or 2 years and a half, probably like that. When a lot of people are afraid of Twitter because at first I wasn't afraid. I just went for it because I saw my brother was using it and I used Twitter. But before that, I never used actually any social media or apps like that. Because I believe that using social media, well, actually, I wasn't used to being around with apps or social media. Of course, I have apps on my phone, but I usually use my phone for either listen to music or watch videos on YouTube. But when it comes down to, most people are comfortable with Facebook, right? But Facebook, when it comes to Twitter, everybody don't like it, and they give up too soon, right? They don't see how they can become successful. So today I will give you the tips and tools and what not to do in your endeavor of understanding Twitter. Twitter is actually an amazing social media platform, but mind you have to understand that the thing that I'm giving you is pieces of the puzzle that I have somewhat. I'm not an expert on it yet because I feel that there's. I think every social media platform is always changing, and it's always changing the algorithm, just like Google changes the algorithm and Facebook. But when it comes down to it, people are using it wrong, especially entrepreneurs. They freaking promote their products and services, and they think that's what they're there for. No, they're not there for you to promote your products and service. They may be because of you using that for distribution, but it's not there for you just to promote. That's why you see no activity on their Twitter. So when you first start, it's going to be a slow process. Maybe it can be fast when you hear this video because it's compressing years and decades into what I know. So a lot of people actually give up on maybe a couple months or later because they can't see where it's going and they have no purpose. Some entrepreneurs use it for just post all their videos, which that is wrong. Unless, I mean, for me, I do a couple of things. I do promote my videos and drive traffic to my videos, but that's not all. I got information from my friends, Lumi, from John. It's a combination from also books like Twitter Power and Gary Vee book. What's it called? Jab, 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 right hook. I put it all together, and it's a combination of what I know. Because I believe that if you want to know things, you have to be eclectic. That means you gotta gather a large source of information and you apply it. You throw it out there and you start attack. At first, I didn't have the information, but you see, people are afraid. People don't like to get uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable, but I knew in order to be successful, I need to know how it worked, why it worked. Just like Brian Tracy. If you never know Brian Tracy, you see his video, Self-Made Millionaire, where he was studying the million. He said when he go into an industry or like a something that he doesn't know, he go there with a mindset saying, "I don't know this," and he said this: if he doesn't know that, then he go with a mindset, "How does it work? Why does it work?" So those of you who are afraid of Twitter, even at the young age, are afraid of Twitter. And people say Twitter is dead. Twitter is not dead. It is an understanding. It takes time to understand. So you can get followers. It's easier to get followers on Twitter if you understand how. And there's also, you can use software, but the problem is software. Sometimes people use it just to blast and market their stuff, right? So what's the combination I see? Well, Twitter can drive traffic to your whatever, your website or blog or whatever it is, right? And YouTube videos and all, whatever you're trying to do. But here's the thing. There are a couple of things that you should be aware of when you want to get so here's the thing. I have my friend that's an author. He showed me how to get followers on Twitter. But I also disagree of what he says, because when you go through of understanding every platform or every, because you evolve, you understand the stuff more. Now I told you, like I said, I don't know everything about Twitter, but what I do know this about this, just get started, is this. There's a couple of things that you know. Well, he said you should follow if you want to get a lot of followers, you should follow everybody. At first, you should follow who follow you back. It's a tactic where people follow each other, and you keep doing that, and your base line grow. The limit that you can do is 1,000. So you tap out 1,000, and then you start again. But for me, I've been lazy on that because it takes just too much work. People have a purpose on Twitter. I do too, but it's more because what they do, when I say people like entrepreneur promote their video, what happens is you see a little engagement, right, with their followers. They're just posting videos. You should not do that. Do that. And Gary Vee talked about you have to think Twitter is a cocktail party, that you have to engage people, not say thanks for following. I know people do that, but also that's why they have the reply button. You can reply to people or DM them, because see, I was listening to Gary Vee and all these people. I realized people see those numbers. Right? I don't really care about numbers anymore. At first, it was, when you first started, it's amazing. You see all this numbers, but numbers don't mean anything. Why? Because in a context, people don't understand this. If you're not a celebrity, if you're not a well-known brand, a personal brand, then you shouldn't act like you're famous, right? You got to be humble, right? Like, you have to earn that. My friend Lumi, she earned that. I saw her base grown because she makes people feel important. And for those who think numbers are important, no, I don't think. Gary Vee says it's about engagement, and you have to see that all those people who follow you are people. They're people, for God's sake. Just like my subscriber, or people who like my Facebook or follow me on Instagram, they're people. So all these social media platform with numbers, you have to think it as these are people. People are watching me. You can't think that they're not watching you. They are watching you. You don't know who's watching you. So you can't act like that's a number and you say, yeah, I have so many followers. No. You may have followers, but you have no engagement. Now, I don't have that much engagement, but here's the thing. When it comes to Twitter, I understand it at a level a little bit. I understand that Twitter let me hear people's thoughts and what they think, right? And how they perceive the world. Because if you understand about Instagram and Twitter, what I notice is this. People like to talk about themselves. For me, people are not unique on Twitter, right? That's why you have to make it very unique. And you have to not only, because a lot of people do quotes, right? That's good. But also because usually because Twitter is a microblog, 140 character, but for some reason I saw Jimmy Fallon, or I forgot who it was, and he can write more than 140 characters, but it's a microblog, blogging platform. that the creator create, and that you can type so many. So just like you can use that to your advantage and get attention. Like what you should do is a mixture of content creating, meaning you should either you can put see my point. Most people use it for business. That's boring. Like yes, you should use it for business, but I'm saying that you should use Mr. If you see Ty Lopez what he's doing, and if you see Gary Vee what he's doing, if you see Grant Cardone, or they're using different, they're tweeting different things. They don't make it boring, and you should. What I disagree with, what's his name? My friend John, the author who helped me with the follower. Why I disagree with him is this: he told me that I shouldn't follow famous people or people who don't follow you back. No, you should follow them, because in the following them, what happens? It's about awareness. It's about evolution. Like when you understand Twitter, it's about evolution and awareness, right? When you're aware of these things, you know how to be better. And when I follow like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and Patrick McDavid, what I notice is this: that they're at the top, up at the pinnacle, right? But they do engage. Like if you tweet at them, they either will like your tweet or they will engage with you and talk to you. That's what people don't understand. You can actually reach out to these big people, and ask through learning through, my friend Lumi helped me to get Justin Bieber to follow me. Now, see, I have a little bit different background for Twitter because I understand something that most people wouldn't understand, especially when they're thinking about just marketing their products and service. You should market your products and service, but what you should not do is post. It makes me pissed that most people post on their videos and spam the crap at. It's the same thing as Instagram, right? Most people spam. They like all their posts have no value. Not they're not they're not giving value, right? And they're freaking spamming the crap. And I was like, because I'm serious. Instagram, like I know this has nothing to do, but it's the same thing as Twitter. Like they spam the crap out of their tweets, and nobody's reading or engaging with the content. So you have to think that these followers are people, and anybody who like your tweet, you should reply back if you're not a celebrity, because you got to be humble, and you cannot. If you think for a second that because when my friend Tina, it was funny. I was talking to her, and then usually I reciprocate because I get lazy when I don't want to get much followers, but I can get followers a lot, but I don't want to. And she's like, "Can you?" So at first, like she said, "I usually don't ask this, but can you follow me back?" And I was like, "Usually people like to reciprocate, right? If you don't follow back, they unfollow you. That's what they. It's a whole game that they play. If you don't follow them, they unfollow you." Right, by using Crowdfire, right? Crowdfire is where I think it's a marketing tool, and then you can unfollow people easier, right? You don't have to go into your follower and follow. I did that, but it's too much. People, what made me pissed? People think I know I understand it's about social proof, but people are retarded, and where they unfollow people and get no. If you're not important, and if I don't know you, if I don't know your products and service, you should not think that for a second that numbers mean anything. You have to go in there and think that followers mean nothing, unless you understand that they actually like your content, like what you're doing, and like you. They like you as a person. And like I understand that some entrepreneurs do engage, but they don't engage at a level like a cocktail party, or they don't get the person to like them. Or you gotta pay attention to people. When people tweet at you, you reply back and you engage. And also where there's another side of Twitter where people play this game. It's called the active. Meaning, if you look at their, because my friend Lumi, she taught me how to see this. It's awareness, right? Basically, if you see the reason why there are actually people who get more engagement than entrepreneurs, and they're not even entrepreneurs. They're just regular everyday folks, and they get like 100 likes, 15 retweets, 20. Lumi get like that much, and then they get like 15 retweets. I was like, good God. And if you're not Gary Vee or Grant Cardone, so that's that's the thing. You guys gotta be humble at the beginning and understand that you don't know. You have to go in there at a mindset that you don't know what you don't know. Now, until you understand Twitter, you don't know. But my whole point is this. I saw something that most people would actually see, and that is I can actually get engaged with CEOs if I wanted to. If I can ask them questions if I wanted to. I actually have asked over about 40 to 50 CEOs, best-selling authors. They're all combination because I use social media platform to my advantage, not just to hang out or to drive traffic to my blog. Or I don't have a blog, but I'm using an example of just like using it for the context of entrepreneurs, right? They just drive their traffic to it. You should use, usually when I microblog or blogging, I usually think of my thoughts and I write it down because it makes it more interesting, right? It's what you think, and you can write your personal. You don't have to do all the sometimes and stuff. Create content that people are interested in. Maybe you can incorporate quotes, inspirational, your personal videos if you want to, distribute your content, stuff like that, and drive traffic and awareness, right? But when I want Justin Bieber to follow me, there's something that I want you to know. I saw something that most people wouldn't see, and that is there's a list, right? You can create a list. Right, it's called lists. You could create them and you put whoever you want to put in there, and there's some point. It's a Twitter deck or something. I don't know, but you put that in there, and you want to follow them either whatever you. Well, they said to look at your competition, but I don't like to craft whatever my competition. That's like competition to me is why should I focus on you? That's so much of my energy that I could have focused on me and making it more better, right? Because that's why I got from Gary Vee. But I saw they have a list for Justin Bieber to follow you, right? And I realized how most people aren't humble. Why? Because Justin Bieber has the most engaged likes and retweets. Why? Because he has a fan base. And he have more fan base than most people, and they retweet his stuff by using a list. And that's what I saw, and I was like, wow, like they really love Justin. Justin Bieber is amazing, right? They love him, and then that's what Justin Bieber is different from most people. He followed his fans, and that was making it interesting. You see it, and when I got Justin Bieber to follow me, I was happy because you got a really famous person to follow me. And it's not, of course, I do get famous people to follow me, like King Botch and all those people, but they will see and they'll engage. But engagement is about likes, not just likes and retweets, but it's about the interaction with people. You have to think them as people. They're real people. You can't just think of them as numbers. So that's how you get. Well, when you first started, just set it up, whatever. You can play with your banner ads if you want, but if you're doing it for whatever reason, use a real picture. Okay. If not, you can do a play around. But when you first start, it's gonna be slow a little bit. But you don't have to be slow. Just follow people who are Like usually, people who have big followers, they will follow back. Just when you see, so I see this game where they play. If you see a lot of people have like 67,000 followers, um, go to the follower list and follow everybody. If you limit 1,000, then do it again and unfollow people who don't follow you back. That's the game. Um, what's up? Oh, is it? Sometimes when you tweet, you can use hashtag because hashtag is where people search on it, and you can get likes. Because I experiment with these stuff because I want to know. I'm always curious. So yeah, that's pretty much on Twitter. I think. Trying to think. I'm missing some. I know I'm missing something. But when it comes down to it, Twitter is actually pretty fun. You get to meet new people. You get to talk and understand people. But it's not always about you. It's about them. It's about caring about them. Because I noticed that. Oh, right. The active. Basically, active is where people like your stuff, but you like their stuff. They're active. They they're active, meaning they will like your. They reciprocate, meaning you like theirs, they like yours, right? To get more likes. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But Twitter is a very simple to understand tool or social media platform that you'll understand. There's you have to understand that Twitter and Instagram is very different, um, and YouTube is very different. You get a feel, and as Gary Vee said, you got to taste. You got to taste it. People are scared. People say Twitter's dead. Twitter is not dead. So yeah, when you understand the whole aspect of Twitter, then you should be fine. It's just that you shouldn't just think that oh that's it. Twitter. No. Oh yeah, when we were talking about likes, there's people reciprocate. I think I got that down. But here's the thing: it's about making people pay attention of what you have to say. It's about the intention of understanding that you want to plant a seed of who you are in their mind, right? It's a game of understanding is you have to listen to people, meaning not like listening, but listen what people say. Listen what their thoughts, what their interests is, and you'll see. But, there are, they have a Twitter feed and let's go really fast, right? Twitter's really fast. But you usually don't pay attention to that. Or maybe until you see like Twitter from like either John Assaraf or like well, if you're in personal development, you know who these people are: Gary Vee and Grant Cardone. There are CEOs and Patrick David, right? But you have to become aware of these tools. They're tools to use. I think I told people that I don't. I think it's a waste of time if you have no purpose. Because there are some people. I mean, so there are fun where you can do that for fun. If you're doing it for a purpose to try to get your message out there, then you have to have a purpose. Otherwise, because I don't think because people would lose interest if they don't have a purpose. You have to have a purpose and understanding of what do you want to do on your Twitter. What do you want to achieve? What are you trying to put out into the world, to create in the world? That's what I think that people should understand. Because when people don't like it, when people don't like what they know and they feel uncomfortable. See, the thing is, that's where people tripped up, even if they know the law of attraction, even if they know their personal, they're scared. They are scared. Hey, I was scared in using Instagram, so I kind of procrastinate. So what's good? Because they overanalyze. They think you have to go in the mindset like I don't know anything, just go for it, and it's an adventure. You have to find out. But it's gonna shortcut your learning curve a little bit if you understand what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna cut a little bit short. 2 great books. Of course, there's more books to understand social media, but they're always changing, so you can't keep up with them. 2 great books: Twitter Power 3.0 O by John Cum, and then the Gary V, Jab Jab Right Hook, is a very good book for Twitter. If you want to understand, that's why I've been using to understand Twitter. It's not just um, a tool just to send out your message. It's not just followers and numbers. That's why Gary Vee said you have to get engagement. If people don't care about your stuff, what's the point? What's the point of putting it up there if people don't care? I mean, I see it. People, a lot of entrepreneurs put out uh, YouTube videos and this review, and people don't care. They people, well, people don't follow people. It's really messed up. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, like my video, because I do personal development interviews with authors, and I do, book reviews, interviews, and I do inspirational stuff sometimes, and I do content. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.